I think anytime we say we want to infuse a belief system into our people, we have a problem. Because number one, we got to be mindful about not behaving like colonialists and assuming what we know is best for our people when we haven't really totally determined that for ourselves individually yet. Two, I think it's very important for us to identify who our people are before we start going out trying to save them. We're in an era now where we have to kind of be sensitive to the sways of what needs to occur. Self-saving. People have to save themselves. You can infuse whatever you want into the mix, but people have turned a blind eye to that. The masses of the people. There's a few that are going to poke their head up and say, okay, I want some of that food. In order to serve them, you have to come with a truth system. When you come with a belief system, that's easily crushed by a more fantastic belief. So we have the Jesus story. But then when we start hearing about all these African gods who did all of these amazing things, we now start going off into that fantasy. What we need to do, in my opinion, is we need to first assess the practical needs of our people and start there. That's what religion has done in the past. That's not really doing it now, but it has done in the past, and that's why it's always beat out the fantasy of belief systems. We know our people need food, clothing, and shelter. So start there. Once you have that in alignment, then people will be more interested in terms of what your spiritual calculation is or your social and cultural calculation is. Once you have that, it's almost like if you look at Scientology, you have many people in the world who ridicule Scientology, but there's no question that the majority of its members are wealthy. Regardless of how crazy that some people think the ideas are, they've clearly been able to establish some sort of community and network to establish prosperity and wealth amongst the members. The first thing we need to do for our people in order to establish that is to get them eating right. And I mean physically eating. It's very hard to reason with a person when they're not feeling correctly, when their body is an obstacle to their learning. Obviously, economy is something that's very important that we have to start instilling in our people. And economy begins with relationships, not money. So how we eat and how we form our relationships amongst one another is going to be the key to really being able to spread this level of information and wisdom amongst one another. Just establishing authentic relationships again.